these two cool cats?
Mr. Sammy Davis Jr.
Miss Lovelace.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Better not miss this show.
So this story is very controversial. Were you nervous to take on the role?
A little bit, not as much as I think I would have been years ago. I mean, being associated with something about about porn and sex, it's tough. But you know, this story is nothing like I thought it would be.
I feel like, and this is even shown in the movie, that a lot of people couldn't understand Linda's relationship with Chuck. How did you sympathize with her?
Linda was escaping one hell and entering another, and she didn't know. She has no foresight. I mean, she was 20, 21 when Chuck came into her life, and it seemed like the ideal thing because she was coming from this repressed, strict Catholic home, and her family was she didn't have a good relationship with her mother especially, and you make bad decisions because of love. We all do it, and if someone could, you know, if we had the hindsight, it would be different, but we don't. So I think it was pretty easy to relate to her in that way.
So obviously this movie is very sexual. Are those scenes super awkward for you, or do you eventually get used to them?
You eventually get used to them. I can now say I am used to them, and they don't scare me one bit. Especially with Peter, he's really open, and it's not a big deal to him. It's not a big deal to me. The sex scenes were easy. I mean, funny, kind of. Almost fun, less awkward. The violent scenes are the ones that are really the challenge.
And it actually wasn't all that sexually explicit. A lot of the scenes were implied instead of acted out. Why do you think the directors chose to do it that way?
Because the porn was Deep Throat, and the porn industry in general was just a setting, just a backdrop for the story. That's why we didn't need to see any of that. Everybody that's seen Deep Throat knows exactly what is going on.
And what did you think when you first saw Deep Throat?
I thought it was boring. Deep Throat is boring, and knowing what I know about Linda's experience on that set, it wasn't easy for me to see her in action.
So this movie is way better than Deep Throat.
This movie, Lovelace, is way better. Yeah, it's the real story. If for those looking for the truth, I think this absolutely is better than Deep Throat. Most things are better than Deep Throat. In fact.